What's up, everybody? My name is Josh LaFleur from Late Star Piano. Today I'm going to give you 3 strategies that you can use to combat burnout when you're playing the piano. Now, people who have been playing for a while experience burnout because you're doing the same thing every single day, usually for months or years at a time. And especially when you start getting a little bit better and progressing, you're now working on the very small things, the technique things. Maybe you're working on a specific measure in a piece. It might not be as dramatic of a progress as it is when you're first starting out. When you're first starting out, you play your first couple of songs, you feel great. You have that instant motivation because you can see the work and it feels like you're making these huge leaps and this huge progress, right? Same thing when you're lifting weights, for example. If somebody who's just brand new to lifting weights, they start lifting weights for the first time ever and they gain all this muscle really quickly. And you look at somebody who's been lifting weights their whole life, they progress much slower because they're more at their ceiling, right? They're more at their physical ceiling. Same thing with piano. When you're just starting, you make progress much quicker. As you get better, the progress comes a lot slower. So when this happens, when you're feeling unmotivated or you feel like you need to take a break from the piano, first strategy I'm going to give you is take a break. It sounds simple, but there's a key caveat here is you want to put a time limit or some kind of boundary on the amount of time that you're taking a break from the piano. So for example, say your monthly practice routine is you practice every single day of the week, so Monday through Friday for the entire month. So you play, 20, say 4 weeks in a month, so you play 5 days, so you practice for 20 days a month. This month, let's say you want to take a break. You only want to practice 3 days per week. So now you're only practicing 12 days for the month. That's fine. But if you want to take that 1 month break, then only take that 1 month break. Where people run into trouble is they take a break from the piano and it just keeps going. Their break becomes this eternal thing and then they never get back into playing the piano. So if you're telling yourself that you want to take a break from the piano and you know that you want to continue, you truly just want to take a break. Give yourself a time limit, give yourself a deadline where you need to get right back into your normal practice routine so that it actually happens and you get back to practicing the piano the way you want to. Second thing you can do is you can change up your practice routine. So I think this one is the most important, and this is probably the most helpful for you because if you have a set practice routine, say you start off with a typical, you work on technique for a little bit, then you work on, say, sight reading, something like that, and then you work on your pieces that you're playing. If you do that same thing every single day, it can get boring. It is what it is. It can get boring and you can start looking elsewhere and you start to feel that burnout. What you can do to combat this is, let's say you start off with a hand-in drill let's say you start off working on technique and you start off with that hand-in drill first thing, and then you do sight reading and then you work on your pieces. Switch up the order. Work on your pieces first, then do sight reading and save the hand and technique stuff at the very end of your practice schedule. And you're still practicing the same stuff, but switching up that order, it helps kind of reset your mind, and that slight change can make a big difference. I know this is something that I've done personally, is when I start to feel that burnout and you start to get kind of bored, or even if you're in kind of like a groggy state of mind, you feel like your practicing isn't as sharp, it's not as on point as it usually is, switch up the order of the things that you practice. And your brain's going to say, wow, this is new, this is different, it's going to lock you in mentally, it's going to be more exciting, and it's going to be better for you. You'll have a better practice session. So that, again, that's probably the most important one, the most helpful for you. Whatever your normal order of operations is, when you're practicing, switch up the order and practice the same way, practice for the same amount of time, but switch up the order. Last strategy here I'm going to give you is have a free day in your schedule. So for me, I play piano every single day of the week, 7 days a week. I do at least 1 hour of playing. Usually it's more than that, but at least 1 hour. I have Sundays. So Sundays is my day where instead of practicing the piano, I play the piano. And there's a big difference. Practicing is working on the technique stuff. It's working on a piece you haven't quite mastered yet. Maybe it's looking at one specific measure of a song that you've been struggling with and that you want to tighten up a little bit. That's practicing. Sight reading, all that stuff is practicing the piano. When you play the piano, you are playing songs that you already know, that you pretty much already have mastered, but you're just playing it because it's fun and you want to play the piano. And that's what playing versus practicing is. That's the big difference. So for me, because I play 7 days a week, I have Sundays as my play day for the piano. So on Sundays, I don't work on any technique. I don't play any scales. I don't do any hand and drills. I don't do any octave training. I don't do any sight reading. I don't do any of that shit. All I do is I play pieces that I like to play. So, for example, I've been playing To a Wild Rose by McDowell. I'll play that. I'll play some Beatles songs I like. I do a lot of Beatles covers. I play that. I'll try to play some Christmas music. Now that we're getting closer to Christmas, I'll probably start playing some of those songs on Sundays. And for me, I like to do ear training as well. So I'll try to listen to a brand new song I've never heard before, or maybe just some song that I haven't really listened to a lot, and I'll just listen to it and I'll try to play it back on the piano as best as I can. I'll do that, let's say, for an hour, and I'm done. So Sunday is my free day. I kind of just play the piano. I do whatever I want, and then I do a little bit of ear training as well. That's just me personally because I love to ear train. I'm trying to work on that for me. That's one of my goals. You don't have to do that. You can just play the piano, play all the songs that you love. But the important thing here, the takeaway for you, is that you want to have that one free day. Okay, so if you only practice 3 days a week, I would say that third day you practice, you can make that your free day, or maybe you just do half of your regular practice routine and then half playing the piano, whatever you want to do. But have something built into your schedule, at least for an hour, let's say a week, where you're just playing the piano, you're just having fun with it, because that's really the reason why you're getting into playing the piano in the first place, is to play songs that you love. So hope that helps. Those are 3 strategies that you can use right now to combat burnout. My name is Josh LaFleur from Laystar Piano.